Good evening, ladies and gents, and welcome to the third war of the season. This time we are taking on SAS, which are Super Andromeda Skulls, another good, consistent Masters Alliance. Now today, again, I'm on Path 1 in my first section, and unsurprisingly, we've got another mutant team today. So for this first fight, we've got Apocalypse against Killmonger, and the main thing that we've got to worry about here is the reverberation. Nobody likes to get on the wrong side of that. It's not so bad when they've got low power, but as we all know, if you do time it wrong, then Killmonger can just eat away your health without you even realising what's happened. So the strategy for this fight was to get that special one off to start slowly ticking down Killmonger's health, and obviously it gives us that extra little bit of damage from the specials. So as with all Apocalypse fights, we just want to try and maintain those debuffs so that we can, slowly build up his damage. For this fight, I decided that after the special one, I'd go for his special 3 so that I don't actually have to keep feeding Killmonger power by trying to refresh the debuffs. I mean, it's all well and good me saying that I don't mind dealing with the special 2, but equally I don't want to have to deal with his special 3. So here you can see I've committed that cardinal sin of dropping the special 3 while he's got his indestructible charges up, and I've done a mighty 0% damage, but oh well, it's got the debuffs on, and with the safety is more important than a fast kill, so it's not really the end of the world in this case. And there we can see the reason that you use indestructible boosts, especially at fights like this, because you don't want them to get away with you. And now we just build up to that special 2 to finish off the fight, and then all is gravy.
Kaboom!
So for our second fight here, we've got Dr. Doom. Now, normally I would far prefer to take Doom with Archangel, just because I'm not great at dealing with his specials, and I find that Apocalypse's DPS is lower than Archangel's, and the neurotoxins turn just about everything that annoys me about Doom off. But I was asked to go with Apocalypse, so with Apocalypse we shall go. So it's the same deal with pretty much all Apocalypse fights. Start with a special one to build up the debuffs so that your special 2 does a little bit more damage, and if possible keep them on him for as long as possible. As you can see, that second special 2 has done a fair deal of damage. Now in terms of dealing with Doom's specials, on the whole I'm actually quite good at dealing with Doom's special 2. It's the special 1 that I have a problem with usually, but in this fight I just didn't play well. There's not really much more that you can say about it, to be honest. Thankfully I'm boosted and I had the indestructible boost up still, otherwise that would have ended very badly. Now onto our second fight. Again, we're still using Apocalypse because of his disorientate immunity, which is why I'm quite consistently going to be on Path 2 for this season. I've got Apocalypse and I'm good with him, it seems. So for this fight I started off with a power start 1. I like to do this on this fight just to get into it a little bit quicker, especially if I'm against a tech like Silver Centurion, where I can use a power back boost, for example, and it just means that I can get a big juicy special 2 in, and I can just follow up with the special 1. Now, for this next fight, we've got Vision Aarkus. Again, we're going to be using Apocalypse for this one. Traditionally, you'd probably use someone like Doom, maybe Sim Supreme, depending on what your roster looks like. But there's no reason at all that Apocalypse can't do this. It's actually quite a simple fight. We've just got to, pay attention to those power gain buffs, because, as we all know, Aarkus's power rate can get a little bit silly if you let it. Now, I find Apocalypse actually to be quite a good option for this matchup, because his specials create quite a lot of distance between you and Aarkus, so you'll see that I barely actually get any armor breaks on me in this, and that's because I'm not completing combos, and the few times I do actually complete a combo, he's got the concussion on, which is preventing them from proccing anyway, so it's actually quite safe and is a fairly easy fight, as you can see. Our final fight in this war is the Buffet Chitinous Thorns Black Panther. Now, this is potentially a very tricky matchup. If he gets his armor up to unstoppable, it can get a bit wild, especially with his damage reflection. But we've got Horseman and Archangel, so before Black Panther actually reaches his armor up stage, I put good money that we're going to have 3 or more neurotoxins on him, which means that his armor ups aren't going to come on, and it's just a simple case of not getting hit. And we did that fight in something like 35 seconds, and yeah, that's the end of the war. Unfortunately, we lost this one 6-4, which it is what it is. You can't really argue with 6 deaths, and 4 is pretty incredible, so fair play. And yeah, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next one. Cheerio.